Greetings, Taurus. This prediction is going to be for you. Just please remember that tarot readings are general readings and may or may not resonate with everybody. Let's see what kind of information we can get from the higher power for love, Taurus. I will move the camera around to make sure you get to see all of the cards. No worries about that. Now I know it's already middle of the month. I still think that this is going to be very helpful. These readings usually play out within 2 weeks. Some people have it earlier, some people have it later. Bottom of the deck is Luna. Top of the deck is Ace of Wands, okay? So let's turn them around and see what they have to say. So Taurus, what I do feel is a little bit of an impatient energy within you. You may have had some sort of a conflicting situation or things that you had to juggle a lot at the beginning of the month. You were also concerned or worried about some of your next moves per se. So I believe by the mid-month, which today is May 13th, so for you it has probably already played out. But the beginning of the month was kind of stressful for you. Things were on the back burner. Things were hanging. So the stress and anxiety is going to go away, especially if you find power within yourself not to pick an argument, but sit a couple arguments out. So let's take a look at what's going on in the middle and at the end of May, and then we'll pull 3 cards for you as an advice, okay? So we see that the Queen of Cups is reversed, and she's followed by the Knight of Wands and reversed Queen of Swords. So it may seem that maybe at your workplace or in your surrounding areas you may have some sort of conflict with another female, especially if you're a female. If you are not a female, there may be bickering or arguing, but it's definitely a female power or anybody who associates themselves with the female energy, okay? Tarot usually brings energy, so please don't take it personally. Now the bickering power or some sort of rumors or some sort of chatter definitely is affecting the way you move forward. Now you will feel with the movement of Mars, and I can tell you that by 15th and 16th you're definitely going to feel it, because we are having a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and this energy is definitely going to rub off on you, Taurus. You're probably going to feel it the most out of all the different signs, because you have Uranus in your first house, which is, you know, a planet of all kinds of different surprises and unexpected things happening, and it happens to be in your sign for the next few years. I think its total cycle in your sign would be like 2.5 years. So I may be wrong. I need to double check on that. But my point is, it's pretty long time. So Taurus, you are going through some significant changes in your life, including the way you treat your outlook, the way you personality changes, and you're taking abrupt turns, and you're more prone to be taking risks and actually get lucky with it. So it looks like the bickering and the conflicting energy is probably going to stop as you are moving on to something new, and there is a bit of a halt and a pause that allows you to pay attention to some other things in your life. So whatever this conflict is or was, it's going to be resolved, and you probably are going to put that last nail in the coffin, so to speak, to get this resolved. If we're looking at personal relationships, you're definitely looking at a mate that has other choices of whom he can date or she. And this date is possibly struggling to make a choice between the two of you at the moment. Now, there may be a variety of reasons. We are not looking to see what exactly they are at this time. But I can tell you that this person may not resolve the issues with him choosing one or the other by the end of the month. So now that you've been forewarned, you may be a little bit more patient, or you will probably be inclined to make a selection for him. You know, just kind of saying that, you know, if you are not sure, if you are confused, I may be able to help you because I'm a little bit more resolute. You will definitely be on fire, Taurus, and things that are not clear or not sure right now will somehow play out to your advantage eventually. It may not happen all in this month, like I said, but this energy will carry you through all the way to October. October, I know people say that the eclipse corridor is between the first eclipse and the second, but honestly the eclipse corridor continues until the last eclipse of the year, which I think, so all of the changes that are going to be happening during summer months until the next eclipse sort of shift begins, that would be until October. So if you are particularly caring about astrology, I would recommend looking at your planets in your chart that you have in 25 degrees, because this full moon eclipse is going to be full moon eclipse. It seems like it's going to have an effect on you, and it's going to be in 25 degrees of Scorpio. So you may want to see what kind of planets you have in Scorpio house for you, and then you may want to see what kind of planets you have in 25 degrees. 25 degrees of anything, right? So these planets will be affected the most. Now, of course, another thing that you need to understand is that planet of unexpected turns and events, Uranus, is sitting at 15 degrees of Taurus. Like I said, so anything that has 10 degrees before and after, I would imagine, would also be sort of at play here. So this way you can figure out which areas of your life are probably going to be more prominently exposed to changes. At the beginning of the month, you had some good shifts in the 11th house, which early 11th house may trigger your changes in your career. 11th house may trigger changes in surroundings and group of people that are supporting you, and how they, how you're being seen by various people that are surrounding you in professional and in areas of friendship. You may even extend your friendship to other types of people that are a little bit more unique and interesting. And you definitely will find yourself in the cross path, or I should say, in your case, it's not going to be a cross path as much as cross purposes, right? You're going to find multiple purposes for similar things that you've done differently before. So this retrograde season is also a very good chance for you to revisit certain practices and routines that you've done before, something that works and doesn't work for you, and perhaps revisit the way you handle certain things and move forward, knowing that you have crossed your I's and dotted all of your, crossed all your T's and dotted all of your I's in the future. So at the end of the month, you will find yourself juggling a few things, trying to reconstruct certain things, and find ways to move forward to the best of your ability to increase the power and the stability of your living situation. It may have something to do with real estate, your job, your investments, anything that has to do with money and actual fundamentals of how you're perceiving yourself and your wealth. So, eclipse may be very good news for you, to be honest with you. It may be a little bit shaky. It may cause a lot of gossip or some unrest amongst your peers, specifically female peers. But some of you may also hear some news about someone else, okay? And in that case, this energy may leave you sort of a little bit hopeless for the situation. You'll be like, oh, okay, this indecision or this uncertainty of this other person doesn't leave me any other option but to move forward by myself, right? I'll be by myself making decisions on my own, but I'll know exactly what it is that I'm doing, versus these people that keep changing their mind all the time and they don't know what they want. Just be careful signing any contracts during this month altogether, because there's a shadow period as well that may affect you. And you know, some of the contracts may be not to the best of your, it may not be for the best, basically. So now let's see if we can find, I don't see any particular men entering a scene for you. In fact, I think your personal life is kind of at halt. There may be a person in your life that's moving sort of slowly, which is super annoying to you because you'd like the situation to move faster and you're becoming increasingly impatient. But it's not going to be in this month. It may give you a Kickstarter for the month of June, and you'll probably see more changes as retrograde energy releases and planets move forward. So just to look up what's going to happen and what is the advice for you during the month of May. Yeah, you're gonna have to make head over heart decisions here. Okay, so you have to be very progressive and very focus on your dreams, you know, things that you've always wanted. You're this close to getting and achieving the dream life you've had, or the job of your dreams, or the profession of your dreams. And it will be very important for you to not let yourself overthink it, because you are going to be in a position where you're going to be freaking out a little bit, like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do here, right? So it's going to be a little bit stressful for you, but in a good way, because it's something that you've been waiting for a very long time that's coming to fruition here. And it may or may not come to you suddenly, or out of nowhere you may have a realization. So eclipses definitely play a big role in your life, especially the lunar eclipse here, because it's going to feel like you are starting a new life altogether, and it's actually getting you closer and closer to your dreams. In fact, it may be your dreams come true. For some reason, I have a feeling it's more about professional life versus personal life, but you do have duality here, right? And it may have to do with the fact that Mercury was retrograde in Gemini, and Gemini is a very you know, it's a dual sign. It's very it likes change. It moves fast, but it also has a hard time adapting sometimes, right? To certain situations, because it overthinks things. So at the beginning they may think one thing, and then at the end they will change their mind. So when you are going to be going through it, don't make hasty actions. So leave it in a decision level while you have a chance to think about pros and cons. Don't be in a rush. You are getting closer and closer to what you've always desired, so it's not a problem, it's just a matter of time. So better invest some time to think through all of the different possibilities and things that you need to be aware of, and especially when you're signing some sort of documents here, okay? That's your advice. The decision is going to be up to you. There's no right or wrong way that you can go. You are entering this new season basically on the horse, or I would say with it's a fire starter, right? It's a kickstart. So whichever way you decide to go, it's not going to be wrong. It's just going to be a bit of a bumpy ride to begin with, but it's definitely leading you to some sort of new prosperity, new stability, and overall good health and thinking, and overall you're going to feel very good about any of your new beginnings, and you're going to have plans, and you're going to know how you're going to move forward. So it's definitely good news. It's definitely something that has to do with your maybe it's a career advantage, maybe you're getting a raise, maybe you're moving forward in jumping a few places, like maybe you were a supervisor and then you jumped over the senior supervisor and then the manager, and then you became like a VP right away, So there is a quite significant leap that's happening with you moving forward. Like I said, astrologically thinking, especially if you're a Taurus rising, it does have a lot to do with your career. But you may want to check out your ascendant placement to see which other areas of your life may be affected by this shift. This is a very positive reading, Taurus, but there's not much romance left for this time period for you. You pretty much don't have any of water cards here, except for the Queen of Cups, who is upside down, and in upside position she's usually either very moody, or she's hiding her true feelings. She may be lying, she may be imagining things, you know, and it may not even be you. Like I said, I didn't even feel like it was your energy. I was just feeling like these people were kind of giving you some, they were giving you a whiplash, you know what I mean? Like, so I think you're gonna move forward just fine. Just in case, let's ask about your personal life, because honestly, nothing came out of it. So maybe your relationships are stable. Now, if you are in search of your second half, as they say, or if you're Taurus on the prowl, let's see. Yeah, well, you're going to be very strong, but be careful to be a little bit over controlling or over aggressive, right? When you exude this certain level of power, it may turn off some people, because especially if you're a female, it is positive for male though, because you are going to be in your power, and you're going to be like the bosses of the boss of the bosses. But for the female power, it's going to be so strong that it's going to confuse some people, or maybe get them put off, so that they may not be in a rush to make some sort of offers to you. For those who are in a relationship, yeah, the Lover's card says that your relationship is probably moving to a new level of some sort of understanding, commitment, love, and passion. So this is a very good sign. In fact, some of you may be renewing your vows. Some of you may be taking your relationship to the next level. You know, like if you were just dating, maybe you will move in together, or maybe you will want to make it official with the Justice card here. Justice card has to do with the ruling of the courts. So if you were in open marriage, there may be a divorce for some people happening here, where that opens a new gate for you for the new love to come in. So all overall, these are very good news, but I feel like if you are in a relationship, you are going to be holding on to each other, and if you are going through divorce, it will be a bit of a difficult time, because maybe your mate is not going to want to share the money, or there may be a back and forth here, right, on spreading the wealth, or how you're going to be taking the responsibilities of your kids and stuff like that. But this cycle is coming to an end. So overall, this is actually a very good month for you. And I think as we are moving into Gemini season, you're going to see more positive things coming out for you. I hope you liked your reading, Taurus. It's very grounded. It's very level head, except for this little episode here. But I believe as the eclipse passes through, you are going to find yourself in a much more calm and strategic position. And you may even rethink twice some of the decisions you made earlier this month. And it will all come together for you. As you can see, the future cards we have are all major arcana, which is kind of a big deal, and I believe it may have something to do with this star card, that you're getting this close to achieving your dream. So you will be super focused on that, and the higher powers seem to be helping you out in that way, in whatever way possible. And if there's some unfinished business that was left dragging along, it definitely be over by the month end, and you will feel a release of this heavy burden, or release of this pause, right? And it's gonna continue moving forward at a faster pace with this fire energy. So Taurus, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of May, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.